YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel, and remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or any time in the future. Good evening, welcome everybody. Welcome to a late shift here at Beyond Authentic. My name is Lisa, as it said on the intro, and we're going to be doing some tarot reading this evening. I've got people live with me. Good evening to Necro Neil. Good evening to Ed, and good evening to Jay. Hello, Jay. How is it going in the new house? Hope you're settling in all okay. We're going to come and see you very soon once the saga of the builders is finished. We're into the final stretch, so it shouldn't be too long. So before we get started, let me just turn my phone onto flight mode so we don't get any interruptions. Has that done it? Has it done it? Yes, it has. Fantastic. So the nibbling is here. I know. Hello, nibbling. Hi, Melinda Brown. Good evening, my darling. I've forgotten which part of the States you are in. I think you're in the bit where it will be. I haven't written this down correctly. So is it 3 o'clock where you are? Or is it 5 o'clock where you are? I can't remember. I better not put that on there, had I? Oh, dears. Oh, dears. Oh, we've got everybody. We've got a full house tonight, just about. It's all good. Totally didn't have a chest. Oh, God. Okay. Arizona. Yes. Isn't that the same as Denver time? So is it like nearly 5 o'clock? 2 p.m. Oh, I've got that wrong. I've got that completely wrong. Never mind. I'll have to redo it. Do we have subscribers mode on? Probably not, Holland, because, you know, when have we ever got things like that sorted? Let me have a look. Is this one? No. Hang on. I'm trying to get the one that's live. Was I totally set up for this? No. Was it because I was actually watching Agatha all along, the first 2 episodes? Maybe. Am I going to tell you anything about it? No. It's good. I like it a lot. Right, hang on. There we go. I like it a lot so far. The first 2 episodes have dropped. It will take a little bit of getting into, I believe. Come on. Thank you. 20 seconds. There we go. It's all on. Thank you, Holland, for reminding me. It is all on and done and lovely. Oh my God, Jay. Why, what's next Thursday? Am I missing something? I think I might be missing something. It's 2 p.m. where Melinda is. I've definitely got all the details wrong on my little system. Slow mode is on and subscribers mode is on, so there we go. Anywho, we're going to do some tarot reading tonight. We're going to try this 10 p.m. UK time slot, and Thursday. Yes, I am very intrigued. I want to know who the teen is, although I've got some suspicions. I want to know everything. I want to know everything. But also I might have just bought the witchesroad.co.uk. So the shop, the witchy shop may well be retitled Witches Road, because I love it. So yes, that's the thing that's happening. Anyway, right, let's get into some tarot reading. You're already sleepy after a long walk at Cosworth Hall. You're getting out and about, you, Holland, aren't you? You can't promise you won't fall asleep. That's all right. I can't promise I won't fall asleep when I'm walking around Asda, let alone anything else. Although I did have a big medical check today and lots of tests and everything. So hopefully we'll start getting some ideas in the next few weeks as to what's happening. You rang when what? You rang when like 5 seconds afterwards, so had to deal with the sounds of my feeling like ass. You rang Ren. Who's Ren? What? I think I'm all confused. Oh, you're going to pop a swan photo in the group. Yes, do that. Right then, while we get on to all of that, I do have to say we are going to be doing some tarot reading tonight. I'm loving this Unfolding Path deck. I would have thought I would have gone on to a much more... Oh, wow. I would have thought I would have gone on to a much more sort of spooky deck by now. But I've got to say, I absolutely love this deck. I really do. Right, let me see. How can I did I just download it? Nope, but I will now. There we go. I'm going to show you the photo. Not that. I mean, you might be interested. That Holland has just taken of swans at Cosworth Hill. So let me do this. Let me do this. I know, right? Look at me being all into. Is it? Hang on. Window. There we go. And share. Are we ready? Look. Yep. Look at that. Look at that picture. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Oh, they look. I love swans. I love that, you know, only the king can eat them, but also I do love the fact that you get a proper meal with a swan. You know what I mean? It's none of this. Hang on, that's the wrong color. Is it this one? There we go. It's none of this. You know, you get with a pigeon or with a dove, you only get like a little bit of meat, don't you? But with a swan, it's you get a proper, like, a decent sized breasts and legs and everything. Of course, I am joking, but yay! Look, that's a really lovely, lovely, lovely swan. Everybody, well done, well done, well done. Stop screen. There we go. Well done. Yay! I like that. Oh, okay. What did I say? Cosworth Hall. What did I say? Probably Cosworth Hill. Yeah, so probably I didn't say that at all. But yeah, well done, Holland. I think that is absolutely lovely. I think that's an awesome moment captured. But yes, so then we're going to do some tarot reading. As I was saying, I am using the Unfolding Path at the moment. I absolutely love the energy of this deck. I've done a couple of readings since Tuesday. It's soft, it's gentle, but it also takes no prisoners. I love it. It's I would say Fifth Spirit is my favorite of all time. This will probably be top 3, definitely top 5. But anyway, it's time to do some tarot readings. So I did play the video version of this a little bit earlier, but I'm going to hit the button here. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional in those areas. You've got to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. Oh, hair in my mouth. There's 2 reasons for that. The 18 years, not the hair. The first is that it's part of YouTube's conditions and all of that. But also the second reason is I don't want to be dealing with your mum, your nan, your gran, your aunt, your cousin, your father, your uncle, your carer, your assisted living person. I don't want to be dealing with someone going, rah, because I've done you a tarot reading. Okay. That's definitely not something I ever want to be dealing with. So you've got to be 18 years of age or over. And also, please don't dox yourself here on the internet, on this site or anywhere else. Please keep your safety and security at the forefront of your mind when you are typing in that there chat. We are all lovely here on this channel. All of the mods are amazing. The majority of the subscribers are amazing, and all of our members are amazing. However, that isn't to say that somebody can't come in from somewhere else and be an absolute arse. It is the internet after all. So do please keep that in mind. Ed, one of our other moderators, has just sent me a photo as well. Let me save that one and I'll pull that one up. Ed was walking a doggo today. So let's have a look at the doggo that Ed was walking. Hang on, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. And then I can do share screen and this one. And press that button. There we go. Look at the cute doggo. Is that bigger? How do I make it bigger? I don't know. Oh, there, like that. Look at the doggo. Look. Oh, what a cutie pie. Oh, it's a working dog. He's a working doggo. Oh, that's cute. We like dogs on this channel. We adore our doggos on this channel. Anyway, it is time for a tarot reading. So there are two ways you can get a reading on this here channel. The first way is to go ahead and pop your question into the live chat as a super chat. Okay, that will come through directly. It comes through on a whole different screen. It's much easier for me to see, and it basically guarantees that you are up next. If you want to guarantee yourself a longer reading, you can do so by donating upwards of £6 UK pounds, which is about $8. So anything over that, I will guarantee you a longer reading. That's 6 or 7 card reading. The standard is 3 cards, and the free readings are currently 3 cards as well. So if you do want a free reading, how would you get yourself a free reading? Wow, it's dead simple. When I open the round, it is officially open. All you do is you pop your questions, starting with the word question, into that there live chat, and one of them will get picked at random. So if you want to guarantee your next, go ahead and send it as a super chat. If you want to guarantee a longer reading, go ahead and send that as £6, $8 or above. Or if you want to take your chances, stick your question, starting with the word question, into that there super chat. Into that there comment section, and one of those will get picked if we don't get a super chat. Hopefully that makes sense. Just in case it didn't, here is a lovely, very quick, handy little recap. Wow, look at that. Melinda, my darling, by process of elimination, you get the reading, the first cab off the rank, my darling. So we're going to do your reading first. By the way, as the mods are asking in the chat there, if you haven't done already, Cindy, my darling, I've just called Melinda. So cut and select and cut your question, and hold it until the next free round, which will come straight up after Melinda's. Okay, so select it, hold it. We're quite quiet tonight, so you've got a very, very good chance of getting your reading by elimination, like Melinda just did. So hold yours, and I'm going to do Melinda's reading after this. So in 15 seconds, 16 seconds. We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! There we go, Melinda. So we've got card cam up and running. Everything's going oh well. Fingers crossed. Here we go. So we're going to cleanse the space for you as always, my darling. and bring in the ever so wonderful Wispy. So Wispy, Melinda Brown. Honestly, we're not related, but she thinks we probably maybe could be. Again, I keep saying it's possible. No, like we have no idea my father's background. He could be like, we know who he was, but we don't know anything before my mum met him. So, you know, he could, hang on, that's me messing around. He could very, very well have fathered children or had, you know, relatives in the States. Absolutely 100%. He was in the Navy. He did travel the world. So, you know, stranger things have happened, Melinda. Stranger things have happened. Why am I unable to shuffle today? Anyway, right. Wispy. Melinda would like to know a general reading, please. A general reading for the lovely Melinda Brown. Let's have a look, Melinda. By the way, Neil was commenting on my top earlier. I can't remember. Oh, I think it's from yours, which is a plus size girls shop. And it's cotton, which is very lovely, but also means it doesn't stretch. So across the boobage, it's just a little bit, just pulls just a little bit across the boobage. It's really annoying. It's perfect everywhere else. Anyway, Wispy, a general reading. Let's have a look. Where you are right now, Melinda. Ooh, Page of Swords. Stuff you need to learn, lessons to be learned to get through life's hurdles, although not necessarily wanting to go there. And then we've got the 9. I keep having to remember when they're upside down and flip it in my brain. We've got the 9 of Swords coming up in the what you need to know, but again, it is reversed, so don't worry too much. And we've got the Knight of Swords coming in the outcome. So all 3 cards are swords. As you know, because you've been here a lot, swords are, for me, it is about trials and tribulations. They are about the hurdles, the challenges, all of those lessons in life. Okay, so this is not going to be over this next coming few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, because that's what we really focus on with a 3 card, because there's not a lot of nuance. You can't really go very far with a 3 card reading. But it really does feel very, very much that there is a... there's going to be a few lessons to learn and a few things that you need to get through, if that makes sense. There's a few things that you need to be able to learn. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like there's going to be a few issues coming your way. So in where you are right now, I can't pick anything up today. Oh, by the way, I'm going to say I painted them on Tuesday. And look at them. We've been doing lots this today because we haven't had builders in today. We've actually been out and about and doing things. Anywho, the Page of Swords reversed in where you are now. The page is very youthful energy. It's quite naive. It's got a lot to learn. It's innocent with a small I, if that makes sense. So it's basically, this is a card that is talking about there are lessons to be learned. There are lessons that should be learned at this point, if that makes sense. I'm just going to turn my microphone down ever so slightly because I can see it's reading into the red. Hopefully it's not too distorting. So again, this way up, happy to learn those lessons. This way up, as it's come up for you, my darling, a little bit less so, a little bit less joyous going into the learning experience, if that makes sense. It feels very much like this is something, whatever you're going through right now, it's something that you can't, it's a lesson that the universe needs you to learn. Okay, put it that way, my darling. The universe needs you to learn it so that you can move forward with the rest of your life, if that makes sense. And this isn't like, because it's a page, I don't think it's a all-encompassing sort of enormous gigantic bleh. I don't think it's that. It feels very much more like it's like life lessons. It keeps coming back to life lessons somehow. And the reason I'm saying that is because we've got page and because we have no major arcana. Now this deck doesn't throw up a lot of major cards for me, so yeah, interesting. What you need to know, we've got the 9 of Swords. Now this is universally known as the Nightmare card, and you can see why, because this is like restless sleep and nightmares, and you know, this person sat there with their head in their hands and all of the swords hanging over their head, metaphorically at least, But it's, again, each sword is a different issue, a different hurdle. And this is what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. So this is I think for you at the moment that there's a lot of turmoil. It feels like there's a lot of emotional turmoil, my darling. And that is what's keeping you from sleeping. And it's almost, because all three cards are swords, it's like it almost feels unending. But this isn't, I don't think this is the big stuff. I don't think this is, your house just got knocked down in a tornado, or, somebody really important to you has had some really horrible health news. I don't get that as such. It feels very much like this is the mundane, but still incredibly annoying issues to learn. Do you know what I mean? That's what it feels like, my darling. It feels like, and again, it doesn't feel as if this is from your doing either. It feels like this is stuff that is being brought to your door and kind of you're having to deal with. It's kind of been lumped on you. Do you get what I'm saying, Melinda? And then with the future outcome, we've got a slightly more positive card here. It is upright, but it is a knight. So we know what the knights are like when they're upright. They go galloping off, all guns blazing, half cocked and all of that. They just, off they go. It is the Knight of Swords again. But this time round, it feels like whatever this is, it feels like this is an answer, right? Might not be a good answer, might not be the right answer, the best answer, might not be the answer that you are hoping for, but it is an answer, and it's an answer that will move things forward. I don't think it's coming yet. This is at least a week away. You've got at least a week, possibly two, of dealing with things as they come, kind of what I would call firefighting, where you're just dealing with one problem after the other, and it's like a little thing comes up. A little thing comes up here, and then you deal with that, and then that creates another problem over here, so you deal with that, and then that creates a problem over there, so you deal with that. It's like that's what you've got ahead for the next couple of weeks. It will ease, and whatever this Knight of Swords is, I feel like I want to say, I know you're a little bit younger than me, and I can't remember whether you've got children or not, because, fibro brain, but it almost feels like this is being brought to your door by children, and this is like one of them gets a bit of a smack round the head. Do you know what I mean? And then gets some answers and then starts being a bit proactive. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Hopefully that makes sense. It really does feel like a lot of stuff is coming to you. You're going to be firefighting it. And then the person that's kind of in the middle of it will have a realization and go off. Whether that realization is based in fact or not, whether that realization is the best idea for them, it's kind of where they need to go. So let them go in and deal with the issues that way. Okay. Hopefully, Melinda, my darling, that helps. And thank you ever so much for your question, my darling. And yeah, thank you for popping in again. You're becoming a very well-seasoned traveler to this here channel. So thank you ever so much for popping by. Right. Let's have a look in the chat section. Oh, good evening, Mitch S. I always want to say Mickers, which sounds like knickers, which is not what a thing you should say to somebody you don't know very well on the interwebs. Right. Oh, there's Melinda. Right. Okay. Hang on. With that information, you had a second surgery. Oh, hang on. There's the go. You had a second surgery on your foot on Monday. You're in a huge cast. I mean, that could. The not sleeping thing's interesting with this one. I do think though. I do think if this isn't here yet, watch out. Next couple of days, it's going to be one of your kids, one of your adult kids is going to start bringing shiz to your doorstep. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be some issue. I would put unfortunately, I would put money on it, right? I don't think this is health, because Wispy doesn't work that way, because we can't do health readings. I've never been one to do health related questions for tarot in 29 years, so I don't think it's shouting at health. It may be. It feels a lot more like there's going to be something where you get the whole mom. It's going to be that. All right, keep an eye out for it. But also, I wish you very, very good health on your foot. I tell you what, is this a, yes it is. Right, bear with, because I wasn't prepared, as you can see, because when am I ever prepared to do witchy stuff on this channel? I need to, don't I? I need to do a lot more. Right, we're going to be lighting the green candle for Melinda. So let's just get that going. Oh, don't burn onto my trousers. That would not be a good move. So we're going to light a green candle on this lovely crow candle holder that Patricia bought me. You think I like crows or something? There we go. Bear with, everybody. We're just going to send our Melinda some green healing energy. There we go. Is that going to sit in there? Might need to put a bit more wax in. So what we're doing is I'm just going to send some green healing energy across the pond and across the ether. This does not want to stick in here. Why are you being an arse? Hang on, I wonder if I can. Oh, I'll stick it in here. Stick it in this one. There you go. Stick, you bugger. Right, there we go. So we're just going to send some really nice positive healing energy out to Melinda, because that is what is needed. So universe, we'd like Melinda to have a nice time healing, as nice a time as possible, recovering from surgery, please. And we're going to bring that is tank energy. So there we go. We're bringing Tank, who is the green dragon, and he is all about earth energy, and he's very much linked in with healing. So we will send you that energy across, my darling. So hopefully that helps. But yes, hopefully, fingers crossed. I hope very, very, very firmly that you heal very nicely. But there you go, my darling. Candle is lit. It's not a black flame candle. We're not going to release some evil, nasty witches with a black flame candle lit by a virgin. Chance would be a fine thing to find one of those around. You know what I mean? Anyway, so hopefully that helps, my darling. Thank you very, very, very much. Right, Mitch. Hello, my love. I'm going to pop the questions out into the way that we normally do, my darling. Okay, so get your question, select and copy your question. If you're on the app, I don't think you can do that. I think you've got to do it, like type it in every time. So as you type it, select and copy it in the text. But hold off, everybody. I am literally hitting the buttons right now. So go ahead if you would like a tarot reading. By the way, why do I insist that you do it after the doodah? Because as what happened to Cindy just before, I opened the round, Melinda got her question, and then seconds after I announced that Melinda, Cindy's question popped up. So in theory, if there was a list, then I would then obviously be doing Cindy's question. The problem is, when we've tried that in the past, people wait so long and then disappear off the channel. And then I spend 10 minutes going, Bob, your reading's here. Bob, is Bob here? Bob, say hello in the chat. Bob, are you here? Bob. And then only to discover that Bob's gone. So that's why we do it. Every single time we open a round, it completely starts anew. Okay. The only way to guarantee your slot is to do it as a super chat. But anyway, I am pressing that magic button. So hopefully, there we go. In the live chat, that has come up. I'll press the air horn and I will press the video. So if you would like a tarot reading, please do the usual things. Pop it into the live chat, starting with the word question, or send it through as a super chat. You've got 30 seconds while I play this video to get it in. Okay. If you've just posted it, it doesn't count. Please do that now. and then that's how we do it on the channel. Wait until I open the round and then post it after it's gone into the chat, and you've got 30 seconds now while this video plays to get your questions in. Right then, let's have a look. We've got okay. I've got 2 in. So whenever I get 2 questions in, we do it in the standard way. Oh, I've got 3 in. All right, keeper of the questions. Hang on, everybody. Keeper of the questions. We've got 4 in. Keeper of the questions. Can you let me know, please? Keeper of the questions. Hold on 1 second. I thought I was going to go for a talisman toss there. Look at that. Ayman Zara, sorry, you've just snuck in, and Misbehave, you did as well. Cindy, my darling. Cindy? Oh, Cindy, I've got it. Cindy Patterson. I wasn't reading that as Cindy. It looks like I don't know what it looked like. My brain was reading that as an A for some reason, like Andy, like a lowercase a. I don't know why. Anyway, where's your question gone? There it is. Will you get the job you've been waiting to hear on? You have been through so many interviews for. What? Will you get the job you're waiting to hear on? You've been through so many interviews for it. All right. Okay. I didn't see the it at the end. Right, my darling. Let's have a look. If you are not Cindy, then please do go ahead. What is your profile picture? That's an interesting profile picture. Don't I get distracted easily? I know, right? Go ahead and select and copy your question if you are not Cindy, and I will be doing another free round very, very, very soon. So then let's have a look. Cindy, your question will be coming up straight after this little breather so that I can grab a sip of drink. There we go. Sorry, it froze. It froze at my end. It's telling me the internet is unstable. Well, we've got the fastest, the best. Oh God, I sound like Trump. We've got the best internet. It's the fastest internet. It's the best internet. I've been told it's the greatest internet of all time. That was such a bad accent, but it shouldn't be doing that. I'm going to have to speak to StreamYard, the streaming people again. Right. Anyway, Cindy, my darling. Let's do your reading. Here we go. And Wispy, Cindy Patterson would like to know, will they get the job they've been waiting on? They've been through so many interviews for it. So, ooh, that card there is twisting. Is that just one card? Yes, it is. So, ooh, right. Let me have a look. Go through that. What's accordion hands? And I'm coming off the chat now. I don't know what accordion hands are, Holland, but let me know. Blame it on the eclipse. I know, right? Right, let me go back into that one. There we go. So then we've had a card that as I was shuffling them, it turned itself over. Now that does happen time to time. And here it's called a clarifying or modifying card, Cindy. So what does this actually mean? Well, you've got justice reversed. It did well. I would say It doesn't look favorable, my darling. Just from this one card, because it's reversed, I would say it doesn't look favorable. Justice is a great card. It really is. It talks about literally justice. It talks about there being fairness in the world and all of this. When it's reversed, though, it can indicate an injustice and something that is patently unfair. So let's just see. This is only the clarifying card. Let's see what your 3-card drop is like. So then let's have a look in the where you are now. The 7 of Swords. Okay, right. I'm going to say I don't feel very positive about it, Cindy, my darling. And then the King of Swords, and then the King of Wands. Oh, okay. Okay, there's hope. There's hope. There's hope. Bear with. Right. So where you are now, we've got the 7 of Swords. Swords is all about your trouble and strife. It's hurdles, it's challenges. I read it as being the life lessons, all of those things that we've got to go through to understand who we are, how we are, all of those things. Do you know what I mean? These are the big lessons that we have to learn in life. Now, the 7 of Swords is about things. So this person is stealing these swords. Okay, he's stealing them, trying to run off with them. Look, he's a bandit. You can tell that because he's got black over his eyes like Zorro, a bandit or something. But you can see he's got all of these, but he's left these 2 behind because it's too much for him to take. And this card is talking about there being issues here, and it's like something is being stolen away, but not fully. So it could be that this might not be, this particular role might not be yours, but it might be there's something else they've got in mind, right? Or it could be that the job description has changed, or something is happening behind the scenes with this. Because again, with this injustice card, it's really saying that you've been interviewing and you've gone through so much already and jumped so many hoops. It's like it should be a foregone conclusion, but there is something here that there is a sticking point on. In what you need to know, we've got the King of Swords. Somebody either they've got somebody in mind, kind of maybe like an internal hire that they're pitching you against. So that's what it feels like, because the King of Swords again, those issues, those trials and tribulations, those hurdles, those life lessons. And you've got the King. The King is somebody in authority. The King is normally a slightly older male. I say slightly older, I mean like probably younger than me. God, I'm so old. Anyway, somebody, maybe in their 40s, in their 50s. I know, right? Don't even get me started on slightly older. But anyway, an authority figure, a boss level type figure. Could be the person that's been interviewing you. Maybe they just don't think you're a right fit. Or it could be that that they've got somebody else that they're trying to decide between. That I don't like the feel of these 2 cards together. However, there is a potential upside, because in the future outcome, we've got the King of Wands. Now, Wands is all about your security, your confidence, how you see yourself, all of those lovely things. Okay, that's how I read Wands. And the King is absolutely as high up as you can go. This is not an arrogant person. If it was reversed, it could be arrogant, but this is full of confidence, brimming with confidence in their ability, somebody who is very assured of themselves, and because of that have that natural sort of gravitas. There's just some people that walk in a room and everybody's head turns. It's that sort of vibe. Now, this is either that the boss might come good, or it's that, I don't know, I've got a feeling it could be that you get a different job within the company, right? It could be something like that. Listen, my gut instinct is the job that you are waiting on, you aren't going to get, right? Because of the injustice card, because of the swords. That would be my gut instinct reading this. However, this outcome card feels positive. So it's almost like you're too qualified for the job you've been interviewing for, or you've got, there's something else they see. There's something else you know, it's a bit like, do you remember the Golden Girls, right? Well, the actress who played Blanche actually initially went in for Rose, and the actress who played Rose initially went in for Blanche. And they basically, the casting crew were like, oh, I don't think you're right for that. However, would you mind reading for the other roles? And of course, they nailed it. But had they gone in and had Rue McLaughlin stuck the role of Rose and Betty White stuck the role of Blanche, the series wouldn't have succeeded. And it's something like that, where it's almost like they've got a different job, or there's a different idea for you for the future. Hope that helps, my darling. I would not be surprised if the particular job specs that you've been interviewing for have either changed and it's going to go in your favor a little bit, or this particular job isn't going to be the one that you get, but they might be holding off for you for something better suited a little down the line. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I wish you the very best of luck. There is nothing worse in this entire world at the moment of being stuck in that sort of job recruitment cycle. There is nothing worse at all of, you know, going for jobs and applying and doing all of the stuff, because you just don't know what it is that people are looking for these days. I wish you nothing but the very best of luck, my darling. And as I say, it does feel like whatever it is, it feels like there is an upswing because of that king of that King of Wands. If he wasn't in that reading, I would be saying absolutely categorically not, like start looking elsewhere already. But it just, there's a possibility of something with that. And it's kind of his energy is offsetting the Justice card. So I hope that helps, my darling. But thank you very much for your question. You're gonna have to let us know. Let us know, my darling. Come back in a couple of weeks or whenever it is you're here. We're streaming every Tuesday and Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time, and Thursdays now at 10 p.m. UK time. That's going to be our new schedule. We're trying the 10 o'clock rather than the midnight on the Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. Hit your bell and dong your bell and change your settings to all, and then YouTube will let you know when we've gone live. Come back and tell us, because I would be absolutely fascinated to know how this plays out. It does feel positive in the long run. Right, my darling, let's have a look in that there comment section. What's accordion hands? Moving hands together and apart while you talk. Trump. Oh, what this? Oh no! We see. At least I do it with a bit of a nice energy flow. Whereas Trump Trump does this, doesn't he? Yeah. No. General reading. My meals. Well, my med's kicking in and nodding out. Oh, no problem at all, Melinda, my darling. Cindy, this makes perfect sense. Oh, thank you. I think you're spot on. Thank you so much. Oh, no problem, my darling. I am good. I know, right? I am good for a tiny wee little channel here. I should have millions of subscribers, but no, I'm half joking. I know what I'm doing, if that makes sense. But yeah, it feels strangely positive for you, my love. I really hope it goes well. Right then, by the way, I'm not blowing my top or blowing my own trumpet when I say I'm good at this. It's one of the few things in my life I've ever been able to say that about. So, you know, when I get the opportunity to say I'm good at this is the only thing I am good at. I can't cook. I can't cook fancy meals. I can't bake. I can't draw. I can't paint. I'm not very good craftying. And I am terrible at most things in life. If I put up a set of shelves, they'd be like that. Do you know what I mean? Terrible at everything. This is one thing I can do. Anyway, let's have a look. So, was there anything? There was something I needed to do, and I've completely forgotten what it was. So obviously it wasn't important. I'm going to change that to that. Obviously it wasn't important. So in that case, let's have another round. Go on then. Let's open up the round. I've pressed the button. Should be in that there chat now. So if you would like a tarot reading, please do go ahead. Ellis, my darling. Hello. Good evening to you. If you would like a tarot reading, please do pop your question into that there live chat, starting with the word question. I will then go through, or rather, I will then get the keeper of the questions to select one at random. If you want to guarantee that your reading is next, please do the things. You know the things. Send it as a super chat. Any amount will queue jump, and if it's more than that, there $8 or £6 in the UK, you'll get yourself a longer reading. Okay, so the thing is in the chat. Go ahead and pop it in now, just in case you need a handy dandy recap. Here we go. Yes, indeed, it is a late shift. So it is 22:47 here in the UK, 10 to 11. It looks like we've got one question in that round. So Ayman Zara, hello, my darling. Your question is, will he come back? Let's have a look. Right, my love, I'm going to do this. I'll tell you what, we'll do this as simply as I can. Okay, we'll try and get a definitive yes, no. So let's get Wispy on board. Let's cleanse the space. And we're going to say, Wispy, my darling. Hello, Wispy. If you don't know who Wispy is an elemental air dragon that I work with. So let's have a look. Wispy. Ayman Zara wants to know, will he come back? Okay, so it's a very straightforward question. Will he come back for Ayman Zara? I don't know who he is, and I don't know what the circumstances are, my darling, but let's have a look for you. Right, I'm going to pull 3 cards. Wispy. Or should I just pull 1 card? I'm tempted to just pull 1 card. We'll pull the 3. Wispy, I'm going to do the 3 card. Yeah, I'm going to do the 3 card. Right, so where you are. Okay, where you are right now, we've got the King of Cups. What you need to know, we've got the 10 of Pentacles reversed. And in the potential outcome, oh, we've got the Hangman reversed. Right, okay. I think, okay, Wispy. Because we've got uncertainties here, I'm going to pull 1 card. Right, Ayman. I don't know whether you're hoping that he will or hoping that he won't, but let's have a look at the cards. So, in the where you are right now, what is going on? We've got the King of Cups. Cups is your emotional suit. So, Cups is all about friendship, love, romance, all of those more positive emotions. Okay, so we'll see. The Cups cards are, as I say, about romance. The King is a very romantic, generally a very romantic male or male energied person. In this case, look, this King is quite a little bit older, maybe a few little furrows and things. It looks like they might have, looks like they've got some facial tattoos on there. I don't know whether that's, I'm not saying that your person does, but I'm trying to work out whether it's wrinkles or not. It might just be wrinkles. Anyway, it doesn't matter because this King is quite dashing. It's got his cup there with lots of sparkling energy coming out of it. Quite relaxed. No socks with shoes and a suit, which really freaks me out. But, you know, we can see past that. This King is quite confident in himself and very, very sure in the bedroom, very sure in the romantic states, very, very, very sure of what he wants. Whether that is you or not, I'm uncertain because, my darling, look, in the what you need to know, we've got the 10 of pentagrams, and this would be a generational card. Okay, so we can see we've got older figure here, and then we've got perhaps a couple with the child and a little child there. So we've got a generational element here. So sort of grandmother, parents, and children. The 10 of Pentacles often has that generational element to it, but this is reversed, and this is in the what you need to know. So it's almost like this is the card of, you know, I don't really know my dad. He went out for a packet of cigarettes and that was 18 years ago. You know, that kind of trope. It kind of feels like it really is giving me this vibe of walking out on a family, walking out on that generational element. I don't like it. If it was just this one as a single card, it would be positive, but it's almost like he knows what he wants and he doesn't want this. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't want that lockdown family element. So I don't know quite what's going on. Iman, obviously, because, you know, I don't know you at all, but this really does feel, it's really giving me that walking out vibes, particularly because in the future outcome, we've got the hangman. Now, the hangman, or the hanged in this case, this way up is talking about self-sacrifice. Okay, you hang there, you can see the rope isn't even attached properly, but you're hanging there of your own free will, because you are seeking knowledge, you're seeking wisdom. It's a card that is all about that spiritual journey of discovery and putting your own needs to one side. This is reversed. I think he's not willing to sacrifice his own needs. If it feels like he's putting his needs first and foremost and sod everybody else. It really does not feel like this king has got much of a it feels like he's quite unfeeling, and it feels like he's quite self-centered in terms of getting his own needs and following his own path, which for a while may have aligned with his family. Like he may well have got married and had kids, or been in a long-term relationship or something like that, and then it no longer fits him. So rather than try and work through, it's like he just goes off to find something else. Do you know what I mean? That's what it feels like, my darling. And this does not feel like this king energy is coming back. But I did say to Wispy the dragon, I did say we'll pull a fourth card and we'll see whether we can get a yes, no. So, oh, it's the Ace of Cups reversed. My darling, he's moved on. The Ace of Cups. Aces are new starts. Wow, that's really definitive. So aces are new starts. Okay. Bear in mind, this is all for entertainment purposes. You make all your own decisions about your own life. But it really does feel here that look, if it was this way up, it's like there's a lot of love, there's a lot of loyalty, it's like really positive vibes, really positive energy, there's a new start, freshness being brought in, blah blah blah. This way round, there's all of that, but it's away from this. It's like a new start somewhere else. It's like a new start with others, and it really doesn't feel, my darling, I'm so sorry, I hate to be the one that delivers negative news, but it really does feel like with this card, that's really definitive. Whatever this like feeling of who he is, this is really saying, look, it feels like he's made a new start somewhere else, or is going to be making a new start somewhere else. I'm so sorry, my darling, that is what the cards are saying. I know it's probably not what you wanted to hear, but as I always say, I can only give you the answers that the cards give me, my darling. But thank you ever so much for your question. And I do hope that helps. And look after yourself, my darling. Whatever the situation is, remember that you don't need anyone else to complete you. You are your own your own rock. You are your own king, your own queen, your own emperor and empress. You don't need anyone else to fill that role for you. And hopefully, my darling, like at least an answer from the cards, at least that gives you a bit of an idea of what's happening. And I always think forewarned is forearmed. So I hope that helps, my darling. No, thank you. I hate bearing news that isn't, you're going to win the lottery and everything's going to be grand, and here you have lots of lovely wonderfulness. I wish I could give that, but I've got to be authentic. It's what we're all about, not just for the channel but in life. But I do hope that I hope it helps in some way, my darling. Right then, let's have a look in the chat. Ellis, you're loving the room vibes in the background. It's the same room. Oh, it might not be, actually. I don't know when the last time was, but it's I put books up. That's basically what I've done. Shoved a load of books up. I've moved Magic to this side so you can see him a lot clearer, because I think he's just the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gift that I think anybody's ever given me. A taxidermy crow. I know, right? I'm easy to buy for. What do you want for your birthday? I don't know. What do you want for Christmas? I don't know. And then a very, very random gift from one of my closest friends and besties, and my brother from another mother, and it was a taxidermy crow, and it was literally like, oh my god, I have always wanted one but never even voiced it out loud. So yes, and then just all the usual gubbins. The only reason it's dark is because I've got the light limited. But that's the only reason, because it's like, spooky vibes for a late shift. I don't know. Felt right at the time. Anywho, hopefully as well, we're now streaming in 1080 when the internet doesn't go wobbly. I don't know whether it can't be my end. After all the cables and everything else we've replaced here, and the new hub boxes and everything else, it's got to be a problem with either StreamYard or YouTube. But anyway, we're now streaming in 1080. Not 2024, but 1080. So yeah, not long after the 1066, all of that gibbons. Anyway, what am I talking about? I'm talking nonsense, and let's get on with some tarot readings. If you would like a free reading, please go ahead, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. If you want to guarantee your place, you know how you can do that. You can send it through as a super chat that automatically pops you into the next place position, so you effectively queue jump. Also, if you do super chat more than $8 or £6 in the UK, then you get yourself a longer reading. So you will get yourself a 6 or 7 card reading. And then with this deck, we get an awful lot of clarifying cards. So you'll even get an extra one on top of that. It's bonkers the number of readings we get clarifying ones with this deck. But anyway, that's what you do on this channel. Go ahead and do one of those two things. Send it as a super chat or pop it in the live stream if you want to try for a free question. Either one of those, go ahead and do that now. You got about 30 seconds whilst this plays. Okay, just before I do the next reading, I do want to give a bit of a shout out to one of the moderators on the channel. And yeah, he also happens to be the person that brought me this wonderful crow just there as well. So a big shout out to Necroneil. If you didn't know, Necroneil is called Necroneil because Necroneil writes a fanzine called Necronomicon.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones.
It is coming. Necronomicon. Strange tales of the supernatural and the unearthly, when the fabled Necronomicon unleashes his ancient secrets.
The secrets of the Necronomicon do not come cheap.
Necronomicon.
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
I love the Necronomicon zine. It's a horror zine full of all of the horror movies that you'll be watching over the next few weeks. I absolutely love it. He's been writing it. It's now on issue 52. It's been going more than 20 years. If you like horror movies, please do go and check it out. The details are all in the description box down below. It looks like we've got one question in. So Tonya, my darling, Tonya Fallon, your question is coming up in 6 seconds time. Just long enough for me to change the camera. That's what. Did you see my brain completely pause then? Did you see it in real time? My brain absolutely glitched. But yes, your reading is coming up now. There we go. I try and do it when that plays so that you don't have to watch me go and then getting seasick. That's why I do that, Tonya. So then, my darling, let's have a look. You're looking for a promotion at work soon. Here we go. Let's see what Wispy and the cards have to say. So, Wispy, my darling, welcome back. Tonya is looking for a promotion. Will they be getting a promotion at work soon? Is that no? That's a couple of cards. Oh gosh, now I've got cards going everywhere. Wispy, I know it's late, my friend, and I know you're excited to be back streaming after we had an enforced break by the builders. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. There we go. So then, Tonya, let's have a look at your question. Do your drop. And where you are right now. 3 of Wands. Reversed. Right, okay. What you need to know. 10 of Swords. And what's coming up in the future. Now, we've got confidence cards. We don't have any money cards. There's no work, career, finance here. So it doesn't feel as if you're going to get one in the next month for 6 weeks. There's a little bit. Normally we go 3 to 4 weeks quite happily with the cards. We can look a little bit further. There is a positive thing coming up in probably 2 or 3 weeks time. But whether or not that's a promotion, it's not a pentacle. But let's go into the reading for you, my darling. So we've got the 3 of Wands. Now, where are the wands? We've got one there, and one there. They're a little bit hard to read on this deck, but we've got the 3 of Wands, and it is reversed. Now, for me, 3s are about taking those next steps. This being reversed is saying that it doesn't feel as if you're going to be taking a next step soon. You're not going to be leveling up. Okay, now this is one, so it is talking about your sense of security, your sense of self, all of those lovely things, but it does feel a little bit it feels like your confidence might be a little bit wibbly at the moment. Okay, so it might be that you're looking for a promotion, but do you really believe you're going to get it? Do you really believe? Because that's one of the key things for me about looking for promotion and self-promoting and all of that. You've got to come from a place of authenticity. So if you believe that you are capable of taking on that extra work and taking on those roles and the responsibilities and whatever it is, right? That's the same whether you are, you know, on the board of directors for a really big multinational company, or whether you're a startup, you know, trying to build up from zero, or whether you're working in, you know, a burger place and you're, you know, wanting to move from the, I don't know, from the cashier station to actually making the food, whatever it is. If you don't believe that you've got that ability and you've got that capability, then that might not come your way. And that's kind of giving me this vibe that at the moment you're wanting to step up, you're wanting to do it, but maybe your confidence keeps kind of, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, if that makes sense. It's like, am I really good enough? Well, as soon as you doubt yourself, you're gonna question it. It does also feel, and what you need to know right now, we've got the 10 of Swords. It feels like you're being maybe a bit overlooked, and maybe somebody in the workplace is talking about you. Okay, not in a good way, not in a, oh my god, Tonya, she's just like, whatever team that she goes on, she's just the best worker. In you could put her in any team. You could put her in accounts, and she hates accounts. She hates numbers. She can't add up, but she would make it work in accounts. She's just one of those amazing people to have on your team. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. It's like somebody's going me. Oh yeah, that's Tonya behind your back, right? It might not be malicious. It might just be that somebody's saying, you know what, Tonya's not there yet. Tonya, you know, I think the skills are there, but Tonya's just not quite grasping the nettle. Sometimes. So again, what I'm saying is this could be a manager who's literally saying, I don't think Tonya's quite right for this promotion. Maybe next month, whatever. But somebody somewhere is definitely kind of negging on you. Do you know what I mean? They really are. They really are negging on you. They're kind of they're throwing shade. Whether it's justified or not, I don't know. But it really does feel as if there is somebody talking you down. However, in the longer term, in the future position, future outcome, we've got the Ace of Wands. So this is either a completely new team, new start, new beginning, new venture, new job role, or this could be a promotion. However, with the 3 cards, there's no Pentacles. And Pentacles is the work, career, finance suit. So this feels a bit more like this rebirth, this rebound is going to be, this new start is going to be within yourself that might lead to promotion down the line. Does that make sense, Tonya? Because it kind of feels like you need to do a bit of self publicity almost, and self-speak, and say to yourself, do you know what, I'm good at this, and do you know what, I'm really bloody awesome at this, and I can do this, I've got this. It feels like you need to do that, and then that will lead to whatever else it is you want down the line, whether that is promotion within the same company or finding a different job. I do think this is coming. I think whatever's happening around you at the moment, I bet you have seen signs for, or even adverts literally for, like, self-confidence, and I wouldn't recommend you go and do any courses or anything like that. What not by charlatans. What I would recommend you do is look on YouTube, look on places that are free for, you know, self-confidence and ways to increase how you speak about yourself, and, you know, talk about yourself in a more positive way, all of those sorts of things, because all of that will gain you in really, really positive ways that will lead you down the road to next time you are interviewed, you'll be like, yeah, I can do that. I've never once dismantled a Ferrari, blah 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 blah. Never once have I dismantled it. But you show me what to do, and I'll be on that production line dismantling Ferrari. I don't know why you would dismantle a Ferrari, but you know what I mean. I'll be taking those engines out and whipping out the carburetors. That's engines, isn't it? Yeah, doing those things for the cars. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you'll have the confidence to say that you're able to do it and to know that you'll be able to pick up those skills. Okay, that's the difference. It feels at the moment it's all a bit neggy and it's all a bit crap, but it feels like that confidence is coming. You just need to find a way of projecting it and feeling it. And I think I've said that twice now, but yeah, that would be Dr. Lisa's prescription. Okay. And that's what the cards are saying. It's not just from Dr. Lisa. It's Dr. Lisa and Dr. Wispy and Nurse Lisa. There you go. What a combo. Could you imagine? Anyway, there you are, my darling. I hope that helps. It doesn't feel hugely positive to answer the direct question, but I think you're getting there. What? 444 and 555 all the time. What's that? It's angel number stuff, innit? I don't do angel numbers. I don't do numbers. I'm rubbish with remembering. My remembering is not good. So I wouldn't remember. I'd be going whatever the bad angel numbers are, I'd be going, oh yes, 222222229194999. I'd be, yes, that's that, yes. Don't remember. Which is really strange. I've got 78 cards plus reversals plus positions like locked into my brain. But yes, my darling, I hope that helps, and thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, I did just shout out one of the mods. I'm going to shout out another one now, because our lovely Holland has their own channel. They do. The channel is called Holland M. Okay, at sign and then Holland M. And I'm going to hang on. I was all set for this. That one there and that one there. So this is Holland's YouTube channel, as you can hopefully see. There we go. And there's lots of videos, and Holland is very good at doing a lot. ASMR and whispering. I am. There we go. I was just saying, hopefully you can still see and hear me, because I realized it had frozen. Thank you, Neil. Look at that. Neil's very good. Neil's just popped it into that there chat. So do go and check out Holland's channel. There is an awful lot of content on there already, and very, very, very diverse. So they went to a stone circle in up in Cumbria, I think it was, where there was a druid's temple. It was amazing, and they're also really artistic, and they also have access to a secret theatre in Sheffield that they went exploring. So do go and check that out. Yeah, I know it shouldn't do. I don't know why. There's nothing I can do about it. It's so frustrating, Ed. It is so frustrating. We're on the fastest internet that Virgin offer. We've got the strongest everything. I've got Ethernet cables running directly into the hub. So this should not be happening. It's not my end. It's either YouTube issue or a StreamYard issue, and I don't know which, and it's really annoying. But yeah, I'm just having to persevere at the moment. But yeah, do go and check out Holland's channel. You know, if you know me by now, then you'll realize I'm not talking out of my head. I wouldn't recommend a channel if I didn't actually genuinely watch it and enjoy the content that they make. So yes, do go and check it out. Anywho, we are here for some tarot readings. So it is, oh, hello, Ellis. That's very good timing. I was about to open up another round. It is time for another round of tarot. Now, don't forget, you can get yourself a free tarot reading. All you need to do is pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. That will pop you into the hat. That will basically, you'll have a one in ... however many people are on and ask questions, that your question will be chosen. Or you can guarantee your reading is up next by sending it through as a super chat. That can be any amount to guarantee your space, but if you want a longer reading, if it's $8 or more, that will guarantee you a longer tarot reading. So yes, don't forget also, everybody, if you are in the Bingley area, I am going to be live at the Mind Body Spirit event in Bingley this coming Sunday. I think it opens at 11 o'clock. It might be 10 o'clock. Have a little look. I will share the details across my social medias on Facebook and on Instagram, which I will also pop into the chat. But there you go. Pop your question in if you haven't done already, starting with the word question. And yeah, good luck. And you may get your question chosen. If not, to guarantee it, send it through as a super chat. Indeed. Right. Let me have a look in that there comment section. It looks as if we have no questions, so we may well take the opportunity to finish slightly early tonight. So yes, I'll give you all a minute or two to, if you want a question, to pop it in now. But if not, we will finish slightly early tonight. Oh, Ellis, you didn't need to do that, my friend. Thank you ever so much for your donation, but you didn't need to do that. I will if you were the only person asking a question, you would have got yours anyway. So I will do yours as a longer reading, my darling. I will do that for you now. But thank you ever so much for your kind, your kind donation. Right, let me have a look then. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to do it in a few seconds, Ellis. I'm going to play this one. What have I got? I will I have no other videos. Right, I tell you what, I will do your reading, Ellis, straight after this. Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. Yes, indeed. Right then. Thank you for giving me a few seconds there. Right then, Ellis. So a general, that way round would help. A general reading for Ellis. So as usual, we are going to cleanse the space and we're going to bring in the wonderful, as always, Wispy. So then let me have a look. So Wispy, Ellis would like to have a general reading, please. We're going to do this as a oh gosh, my brain is not braining very well this evening. Right then, so Wispy, a general reading, a 7-card horseshoe reading. For Ellis, that's what we want. A general 7-card. Here we go. So, the deck. I know, right? You wouldn't think I've been doing this 29 years. It's my 30th year next year. What should I do? What should I do for 30 years of tarot? And also, I need to kind of almost raise that. I tell you what, if I take Ellis's question, can I move it? Nope. It's can I make it smaller? Nope. Okay, I'll do that just for now. So a general reading. So the past, the King of Pentacles reversed. The present, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. The Page of Swords coming up. Influence, the obstacle. These are all reversed. Why are they all reversed? What's going on? The King of Cups coming up. Okay. Not. You've got 3 kings, Ellis. That's very interesting. Right, I tell you what, let's do it as a 10 card reading for Ellis. Why not, Ellis? Let's have a look. So then, in the past, we've got the King of Pentacles. So kings are generally authority figures, males with kind of a lot of influence over you. So it could be father figures, it could be bosses, it could be partners, it could be anybody who's kind of in that role of father figure in inverted commas, or mentor is probably another phrase that I would use for the kings. So in the past, we've got the King of Pentacles. So that's talking about money, but it's not money coming in; it's money going out. So it's or what? Whisper, give me that again. Or work. So, okay, hang on. Give me that again, Whisper. What is this? What when I said work? Why did I get a ooh? It could be a boss who I think that. So what I'm getting is this idea of either you being held back or properly given the verbal by a boss or a manager, and it being completely unfair, and then really going to town and being really, really negative towards you. It feels like this is work that's being taken away somehow, like work or opportunities at work that are being stripped from you. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. I'll read the comments in a bit, because it feels like that you're wanting a new start, right? It feels like you're wanting a new start, but this new start isn't happening at the moment. So it's almost like you're applying for jobs, but this person's giving you dodgy references, or this person's not wanting you to leave where you are because you'll do all the jobs that he doesn't want to do himself. Do you know what I mean? It feels very much like that. It feels very much like somebody who is quite controlling over your career and who's kind of trying to keep you where you are. Because I do think that you are trying to do some sort of new start here, especially in terms of work. So this is new like a sideways move to doing something maybe of a similar role but in a different company, or or even like a completely different role altogether, like something. Oh, Whisper, give me that again, because this doesn't feel. It's either that you're wanting to change the company you work for, but kind of stay, as I say, a sideways move, maybe slightly up, but a sideways, generally doing the same sort of role, or in the back of your mind, you're absolutely wanting to start over and do something completely different. And at the moment, for some reason, this isn't happening. I don't like this boss figure here. I really get a dodgy vibe, just in terms of the way that the career aspect is coming up directly linked in with this ace. It really does feel as if that's your lack of a new start, or your lack of a new option, is because of this figure somehow. The influence, we've got the Page of Swords reverse. Now, the Page of Swords is all about learning. So maybe this is something that you need to do because it's reversed in the influence. It's maybe like you don't have the qualification that you need to get to what you want to do, if that makes sense. It feels like you need to possibly, I wouldn't go as far as say completely retrain, but there's something here about relearning or learn or refreshing. It's refreshing some skill set or refreshing something you've learned before, which is why this reversal is coming in, because it's not saying that it's not something you can do. It's like, oh shit, I've got to go through that again. Do you know what I mean? It's like either there's a qualification that's time sensitive that's expired, oh, I've got to do that again, or it's like it's almost like going back and doing a GCSE, if they still do those, in something else, so that can lead to another. You know what I mean? It's this idea of taking 2 steps back to then move forward. It's like you have to do a 3-point turn to have that course correction to then go where you want to go, but you're going to feel like you're going backwards until you head off in that direction. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'll have a look in the chat when I'm done. But this influence, it's like whatever this new start is, it's like either you're really, really, really determined that you are not going to go back into this same job role that you're doing or you've been doing, that like this person doesn't want you to. It's really weird because I don't know whether this person doesn't want you to leave, or I don't know whether you've. And again, this is where my memory is so bad. I know that you had a reading recently about something about career, and I can't remember because I don't retain readings, and I've learned that skill. I can't remember what it was, but I've got a feeling there was a work issue that wasn't positive, if I remember. All I've got is the feeling that it was working, it wasn't very positive. So whatever this is, it's like, I'm just going to say, whatever this is, right, whoever this dickhead of a boss is, just get out from under them, even if it means you have to go and sign on for a few weeks. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a positive vibe at all. Get out from there. Whatever this ace is in the present that is holding you back, whatever this reason for this reversal, it's like you have to go and bite the bullet. Whatever it is you're wanting to do, you have to do this, right? You've got to retrain or refresh in some way. It's a bit like having to go back and do your food handling, or your food hygiene certificate because it's expired after you've been working in kitchens for the last 10 years. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but I'm past the point of needing that because I've got all of this, but for some reason you still need it. It's like, and I'm not saying it is in the food hygiene because I don't think it is, but it's something like you have to go and train. You have to go back into the school system, effectively back into that education system for you to be able to move forward. And it is going to make you feel like a kid, and you are going to be the oldest one in the class, but you've got to go and do it. And the influence is coming up, and it's saying, because it's reversed, it's like, I know you don't want to, but if you're going to be able to get this fresh start, this refresh, you're going to have to do it, right? And I know that if you do have to quit, or if you, I don't think you've been fired, I can't remember, but there's something about the job being crap or really, really not ongoing for you. So I wish I could remember the readings. I wish I see, this is the only time I'm like, oh yeah, I really wish I could remember everything. Anywho, whatever it is, you've got to retrain, right? There's no two ways around it. You've got to go and retrain somehow. It doesn't mean you have to do it like full time at college. It's almost like there are jobs where you can train on the job. So I don't know whether it's something like that you can do. It's like you need to. When I was looking at nursing back 100 billion years ago, there was an option for me to go into nursing, basically work as like a healthcare assistant, or they didn't call it that then, but like really lower level, whilst I was training, and to learn and get the qualification. It would take like an extra year, but it would mean being paid to learn rather than the other way around. I don't think they do those sort of things maybe necessarily anymore. But there's always, there are jobs where you can do on the job training is what I'm trying to say. You've got the strength card coming up as an obstacle. Now, this is really weird because it's not saying, and it's reversed, sorry, which is why it's weird. It's saying that sometimes strength is, we can sometimes we project, oh my God, I can't speak. Sometimes we project strength because we feel that that's what we're supposed to do, even though inside we're crap and we're feeling crap and we're feeling very weak and very vulnerable. But we project this image of everything's fine and everything's dandy, even when it isn't. And in the obstacle position, I think that's what this is saying. It's like you need to get help. Right? Not in terms of mental health or physical health, in terms of career, you need to go and get help. You need to go and see a careers advisor, or, the places, I don't even know if they still exist, but when people leave school and they go and they get after school, you get to do college or working or placements or whatever. You need to go to almost like somewhere like that. You need to find some professional help, admit that there is whatever this career thing is that you're wanting to do, whatever this new start is, you cannot do it on your own, right? It's not something where it's not something like tarot where you can learn and set up as a one person sort of show, go off to the events and set up your own business, a t-shirt printing business. It's not that. You need to be able to go in and get some proper advice from professionals, career related professionals, on how to crack whatever this is, because you're not going to be able to do it alone, right? And it's going to feel like a vulnerability and a weakness, or having to go and ask and having to properly step back. It feels like this idea of stepping back before you can move forward. It really does feel like it feels like you have to go back to school, like not actual school, but it feels like that's kind of the vibe you're getting. You have to go back to then move forward. There's no two ways about it. Whatever this is, you have to. I keep getting this idea of a 3-point turn. Reverse back, then go forward. Anywho, other people see you. Now, the King of Cups, yes, he's romantic, but there's also this element of the King of Cups is romanticizing. So there's a little bit of fantasizing and a little bit of seeing the eye through rose-tinted glasses, right? And this is the awareness of others. This is how other people are viewing you dealing with this situation. Now, the King of Cups itself is fine in almost any other position with this particular spread. This is saying that I don't think you are clearly looking at this, because I think this is the key part of your reading, this ace reversed. I don't think you are looking at this clearly with crystal clear eyes. It's like you've got rose tinted lenses. It is literally like, oh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'll have a silver play button within a year and a gold play button within a year. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be the next PewDiePie. It's like starting a YouTube channel and expecting all of that. And again, I don't think that's what you're doing, but there's this romanticized fantasy kind of, I'm going to be an influencer because that's what I see people do. It isn't any of that. So I think you do need to kind of get almost a short, sharp shock. You need to get someone, and maybe this is why I'm doing this reading, but you need to get someone that's going to say to you, no, whatever this is, you can't do this on your own. You cannot make this work. You have to get advice, go back to school. I don't know why I keep saying go back to school, but you have to go back to school. That's the only answer. Sorry. In the advice section, we've got the Knight of Wands reversed. Do not run before you can walk. Right? Do not run before you can walk. You're going to fall flat on your face. This is literally saying you need to take this step by step, right? Because the Knight is, you can literally say, I don't know whether this person is running or dancing or jumping or whatever, but the Knight of Wands, great, full of confidence, but also full of quick answers, shortcuts, jumping in where angels fear to tread, right? When it's reversed, it's absolutely saying, no, don't do that. Like, don't go off half-cocked. You've got to... I once had, I don't know whether I've told the story before, I once had a teacher give us all a test, right? An exam. And it was, I can't remember why it was a particular date. I don't think it was like the end of term, but it might have been the end of, anyway. And all he kept saying was, okay, when your time starts, turn your paper over, read every question through before you answer, and then I want you to put your name on the top and then answer the questions as you go through. So, of course, every single one of us turned the page over and started answering, apart from 2 or 3 of us that read all the way through as we were told. And the last question on that exam said, when you've got to this point, write your name on the piece of paper, wait for any time after 10 minutes, like just sit in your chair for at least 10 minutes, and any time after that 10 minutes, hand your paper in and go and enjoy. It must have been the end of lesson, the end of the day. And then you're like, go and enjoy the rest of your day. You've got free time or something like that. And it was literally, it must have been the last day of term, because there was like 3 of us that did it. Everybody else was going through the papers and answering the questions and doing the equations. And we literally were like, okay, 11 minutes passed, I'm going. And we got to skip out because that was the test. The test wasn't, and it was a bit of an April Fool-y type jokey. But this is what this is saying. It's like you cannot just go off half-cocked, because you'll end up answering all the questions when you could have got out after 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need, in this instance, you need to do things properly and not jump ahead, because you will be doing yourself a disservice. Whatever this is, it's going to take training. But the outcome is super positive, because the outcome is the King of Wands. So we get to the point where you're super confident, you know what you're doing, and the world is opening up to you in a very, very positive way. Notice that this isn't the King of Pentacles. So this isn't about money. This is about getting what you want. This is money. This is career. This is where you're wanting that term. But this is more than that. This is talking about having the ability to make those choices and get those goals. This is you achieving those goals. Okay, so it's really positive, but don't jump the steps. Don't try and fix the game, because it isn't going to work for you. Warnings and advice. Right, 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is about apprenticeships. Right, again, you need to if whatever this is, if there's a way of going in as an apprentice, that is keenly, like highly noted. In other decks that I've got, you see that there's like, it's much more obvious that it's about tradespeople and learning that trade. In this case, the trade is a beekeeper. And the beekeeper is passing on the trade to this person who doesn't have a suit and anything else. And they're passing on the trade of being a beekeeper. And so that is what, I'm not saying go and be a beekeeper, but that is what this card is saying. It's talking about earning while you're working. So this is apprenticeship, earn and learn schemes, things like that. That's what you need to be looking into. We've also got the 9 of... Okay, the 9 of Pentacles. See, now the money comes in, but the 9 of Pentacles is reversed, which means you aren't going to be peacocking anytime soon. So you are not going to be getting a massive cash injection soon. This is not a quick fix, right? There is not a quick fix. Again, reiterating this idea of you've got to do things the correct way. It will get there because the 9 is coming up. It's like you will get to that really positive point, but there is no quick fix in this. And then the last one, it's the world card. So yeah, again, this is right. As much as I'm like, rah, 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 don't do this, don't do that. It feels really positive, Ellis. Whatever this is, right? Whatever this change of career, new direction is, it isn't a sideways move. I know that now. It really isn't going to be a sideways move. This is like 20 years time. And an viewer says, so then, CEO of Dodd Enterprises, how did you get to where you are in such a short period of time? And you'll be going, well, you see, 2024, I made a big decision in my life, and it took me amount of time to get to where I needed to be. But I decided that was where I was one, and that was my focus. And ever since then, I've been focused. And now I've got a £50 billion empire, whatever it is you want to do. But 2024, I made that decision. This is where you are now, right? You need to make this decision. And whatever it is, there is education needed. There is a potential for apprenticeship or some kind of earning while you're learning. But go for it. Single focus, go for it. Get that professional advice. Get that. Yeah, humble yourself if you need to, and bite that bullet and go back to school and be the old one surrounded by kids, or whatever it is, whatever the hell it is that you need to do, go and do it, but be single-minded on the focus, and this will come true. It feels very positive in the long term, but you're not there yet. Hopefully, Ellis, that makes sense, my friend. I really, really hope it helps. It feels pivotal. It feels pivotal, right? It's like you probably could stay where you are, or move sideways, as I was saying, or, you know, change company, but do a similar thing. That would be definitely a feasible option for you, but it's the wrong one. This is a pivotal choice. And if you want to do ... you need to just decide and go for it. Hope that helps. Right, let's look in the comment section. Wow, that was a long reading, but it always is when I do a 10 card. Crystal Rose, good evening, my darling. Good evening, Holland. Good evening, everybody. You didn't get a notification. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Click your bell, change your settings to all. So unset them and then reset them. That might help. It's because I wasn't able to do readings for the best part of 2 weeks, because I wasn't able to stream. That's basically why YouTube has gone, oh, Lisa's abandoned the channel, therefore, and it will take a bit of while for YouTube to trigger in. But if you refresh your notification settings, turn it off, turn it back on again, that should help. I know, right? It's not just what you do with an old knackered PC, it's what you do with YouTube as well. Ellis, hang on. Oh God, there's loads. You know you don't have to, but you like to give a contribution. Oh, thank you. You don't have to, my darling. You always get reversals. Some people do. Some people, it's because the reversals are in some ways more nuanced. Some people do, and some people respond better to different things. You're looking for jobs at the moment because you've been made redundant. That's what it was. That isn't actually even ringing a bell, but that does make sense, because I was thinking, did you lose a job? Were you having problems with the boss? You're not sure to continue in the chef industry for now, or do something else. You love working with wildlife or animals. Don't continue being a chef. I mean, do for the money. But the problem is, right? The problem is sometimes it's better to be hungry and focused than it is to be to take a job to pay the bills, and you say to yourself, I'll only do this. This is only temporary until I get my ... wildlife license, whatever. I don't know, whatever. So you say to yourself, I'll carry on chefing. I'll go and work in XYZ restaurant, and I'll carry on doing that, and I'll at least I'll pay the bills. But one day I will get my wildlife certificate. And then 10 years go by and you're still working in that restaurant and you're still no further to getting your wildlife. Sometimes being hungry and focused is a really good way of keeping your eye on the ball, because sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that kick up the arse to go, where am I going to get, my next meal from? In some cases, it's why I used to work in pubs, and I used to have a relatively steady gig DJing, but I actually wanted to go on the road, and sometimes that would mean having to leave one venue where I was full-time, I was every Friday, Saturday. But if I wanted to do that, if I kept at that, I wouldn't have done what I wanted to do. Does that make sense? In a roundabout sort of way. It was a much more convoluted story than that, but yeah. You think the boss figure may be your old head nurse that made up things about you, so you got held back on your uni course, which would really drop out the course and change your mind? Possibly. Arsehole. But now you're considering going back and studying. Yes, if you can figure out how you can study and earn money at the same time. Apprenticeships and earn and learn type things. But go and get professional advice, right? I'm not professional. Go and seek professional career advice. Go and do the thing. I don't know how old you are, but go and do the thing that 18-year-olds do when they come out of school. Like literally go and ask a careers advisor. That's what you need to do. Seriously. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense, Ellis. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I really hope that helps. But yeah, thank you ever so much for your donation, and thank you very much for your question. Did you not know that? I DJ'd, and like I used to do, I DJ'd at rock nights. I DJ'd at old school. So at one point, most of my DJing, quote unquote, was like party DJing, right? I have gone and DJ'd at events with lights and all of that gubbins, a whole other story. But DJing in pubs and clubs, it was like the fun weekend type DJing, pop songs, getting you on the dance floor a little bit. It wasn't hardcore dance until I got the opportunity to do my own club nights at one point, and I was doing throwback, hands in the air, 90s house, basically 90s house mixed in with what it would have been early 2000s, mid 2000s dance, right? Proper, not with records, but like with CDs, mixing in with headphones on and beat checking and matching and having like 30 seconds of one song playing over the next to properly blend them in and beats and everything. Oh my God, it was, I loved it. Couldn't do it now. A, I don't have the equipment. B, I don't have the CDs, and C, can't be asked, too old. But my God, I loved it. And I would be the one jumping up and down behind the DJ box, like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I'd be the one going literally like it's 180 beats per minute, and I've mixed these two tracks so well that nobody can tell where the join was, and everyone's just doing the whole just watching the crowd like floating like here, and then you're getting ready, and then you bring them down and you get them on this levels, and then the anticipation builds and builds and builds, and then you drop the beat and the place goes wild and hitting the lights. Loved it. No. If you were to hire me now, you'd get, what CDs have I still got around? Probably Evanescence, Evanescence, Sisters of Mercy, things like that. Anyway, We've got 10 minutes, so there is time for one more reading. Let's have one more reading, everybody. So if you would like to take this very last slot, you can do so by sending it as a super chat. That will guarantee that you take the last slot of the evening. If not, you don't have to. If you do super chat, though, remember any super chat donation over £6 or $8 will guarantee you a longer reading. So there is always the option for that. However, if you don't want to, for whatever reason, or you can't afford to, or you just want to take your chances, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and one of those will get picked at random. So that's the two ways to get a reading on this channel. Either if you want to guarantee that last slot, go and do it, or if you are wanting just to take if you're wanting, oh my god, I'm so tired. If you want to take that last slot guaranteed, do it as a super chat. If not, pop your question into the live chat and go ahead and do that now. You've got about 30 seconds. Where's the button? I'm on the wrong bit of the screen. Okay, let's have a look in that there chat. Oh, we've got the Love 43. Is that right? The Love 43. Hello, my darling. I've got a super chat from you. So, and it is over that there $8, $10 thingy. So you get yourself a longer reading. So this is going to be the last reading of the stream. So do I have, there we go. In fact, there you go. I'll pop that one there. So then the Love 43, I'm just going to call you the Love, okay? And I'm going to, bear with me just 1 second. I need to pop, please don't send any more chat requests for me on Sunday. That's the one. Right then, so let's do your reading, and your reading will take place in approximately 17 seconds.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my god!
There we go. Hopefully, I've just moved it, but hopefully that is in. There we go. Perfect. Right then, the Love 43. As always, we are cleansing the energy for you, my darling. And we are bringing in Wispy, the air elemental dragon that I work with. Just again, if you haven't already and you want to know what Wispy is all about and what I'm talking about when I talk about a dragon, I haven't lost the plot entirely. That happened many years ago. But do check out the link. I've popped it into the live chat right now, and it's always down in the description box if you want to check that out. As always, other details about our memberships and everything else. By the way, if you haven't already, do hit that like button and also make sure that you are subscribed and that YouTube hasn't either unsubscribed you or changed your settings. Do make sure you have your settings at all. That way YouTube should notify you whenever I go live. Right then, the Love 43. So Wispy, the Love 43, or just the Love, wants to know, what message does Source have for them? So what message does Source have for the Love 43? Let's have a look. Okay, so then you do your drop. Oh, it's going again. There we go. Right there. I'm going to do you we're going to do you a horseshoe reading as well, my darling. So let's have a look. So here we go. So, oh, you can't see. Let me take that one off screen. There we go. So, in the past, we've got the Page of Pentacles. The present, the influence on one where you are right now, what is going on right now. We've got the obstacles that you face. We have the awareness of other people, the advice in this situation, and we've got the outcome. And then we'll drop you 3 warning or advice cards. Once again, with this deck, look, we have one. No, we don't. We have no major arcana cards coming up. No major arcana cards here. So this deck is really interesting with me. It doesn't throw out a lot of majors. Anyway, in the past, my darling, we've got the Page of Pentacles. So pages are all about youthful energy, slightly naive and innocent energy. And the page is in the workplace. So it could be work, career, finances. It's also growth. So this is saying that perhaps in the recent past, it feels like it feels like the decision making around money has not been great. Okay, so whether that's led you to impulse buy, whether that's led you to, it could be gambling, things like that. It's like there is an element here around work, career, and definitely that financial element, which has been a bit wonky. We'll say the word wonky. Okay, so again, this might not be that you're spending a bucket load of money. It could be within the work sphere that you are perhaps not giving things your absolute all. I don't know whether that makes sense. I've got a feeling though it might be more connected to money. I don't know why it feels financial. Could be maybe a little bit partying, maybe a little bit too much spending, not enough saving, something like that. I don't know. Let's see what the cards are going to say. It will come clear. In the present though, we've got the 4 of Wands. Now this is a really good card. 4s normally are talking about being in a more stable place. So it feels like whatever this financial element was, it feels like you're now getting to a more stable position. Maybe you are able to deal with bills better, deal with, not so much impulse spending. I don't know why I keep coming back to impulse spending, but anyway, that stability is coming through in the suit of Wands, basically. So Wands is about your confidence, your sense of self, and the 4s are a really good card in terms of Wands. In some other suits it can be a bit stagnant. In terms of the Wands, it's basically saying you're feeling your confidence, you're feeling that that ability to be able to put yourself forward, put your needs forward, and you're feeling quite good about yourself. It might not be that you are, every single day waking up singing the joys of spring and summer and autumn and like, la, 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 everything's great. I love my body. I love my work. I love my life. I love my whatever, right? It might not be that you're doing that, but you are understanding yourself more and able to put your needs first and not just your immediate needs, if that makes sense. Basically, you're not chasing the dopamine anymore. It feels like you are thinking about longer term planning and all of those things because we've got that element of stability. The influence we've got the Ace of Swords. So there is something happening, or something has happened, right, that has triggered this. Something has happened that has, there we go. Something has happened that has kind of made you reassess. Okay. The thing that's happened, I don't think was a hugely positive event, and it might not be that it happened to you, but it's somebody within your close network, right? The reason I'm saying that is because the influence. So I once did a reading for someone and it was all about father figure here. And all I kept getting was father figure. And I said this and she went, but I don't know my dad. I've never met my dad. Like my dad left before I was even born. And it's like, right. Well, that's obviously clearly why that's an influence on you, because that lack of a father figure is what's been guiding you. And in this instance, it's kind of like something major has happened, a big new turmoil, right? A big life event, either to you or to someone close to you, and that is what is influencing your decision change. That is what has influenced the decision, the difference between the page and the 4. It really does feel as if there is like, not that you turned over a new leaf, but something like that. Like you're making a concerted effort to reappraise where your life is headed, because of a negative situation. Does that make, hopefully that makes sense, the love. The obstacle, we've got the King of Wands. Now, funny, I was just talking about father figures. Kings can relate to father figures, or it can relate to authority figures. So it could be a boss, it could be somebody in that father figure type role in your life. It's in the confidence area. So again, this could be, how can I put it? It could be that there is a strong, very domineering father role here somewhere, and that is the obstacle that is stopping you moving forward at the moment. It could be that this is, I don't think this is you. I don't necessarily think actually it's your father, but there is somebody on that sort of, that would fit that criteria, authority, boss, father type role, that is coming up and is blocking. The thing about the King of Wands, they can be incredibly suave and incredibly charming and kind of lead you down a path that you don't necessarily want to go down, because they're very flattering and very, like, you want to believe them, you want to be a part of this person's sort of future, but sometimes that is all a bluff. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hiding what they're actually wanting and what their actual plans are. I don't know if that makes sense, but beware of this person. This person does not have the best of intentions, and it's almost, it's not a cult leader, but it's almost cult leader type deal. Do you know what I mean? Somebody who is very easy to lead those that are easily led. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, just beware of very charming father figure type people in your life, because they've got an ulterior motive. They really do. They are not all that they appear. Anyway, in the awareness of others, other people see, so you've got the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is all about the journey to the 9. Okay, you can see this person's in such a rush. They've knocked over the display of cups. They're so determined to take that next step. The Cups is your emotional suit, and the 8 is all about that journey, but this is reverse. So people are saying, people around you are picking up on the fact that you do not want to take that emotional journey. It's like, whether this is in a relationship that you don't want to commit to, or whether this is in, you know, a family type situation where you don't want to be involved. It's like you're not wanting to take that next step to commitment is the only word I've got for it, really. Now, that isn't saying it's necessarily true. That isn't saying that is actually, you know, you're running away from commitment, you're running away from anything important. I'm not saying that, but it's the way that other people can see it. So whatever's going on here, whatever this change is, it's almost like, and something has happened and you have reevaluated and you've decided to try and move your life in a bit of a different space, and maybe get away from people that are a little bit toxic, and people around you aren't quite understanding that. Because of this reversal, it can either be that you're doing it for the wrong reasons, or you're doing it in this instance that people are seeing you as doing it for the wrong reasons, even though it's not. Does that make sense? So it could be like you're getting yourself out of a situation, but they see it as being you're scared of commitment. Hopefully that's cleared that. In the advice, you've got the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is all about crosswords. This might be that you've got to stand your guard. You've got to defend yourself, okay? Two of Swords, when, as an advice card, it will be saying, don't take no shit, basically. Don't take no shit, right? Stand up for yourself, even if it means confronting the people around you or the person that you're closest to, because if things aren't working, then sometimes all you can do is bring them to a head. And I'm not talking about, I'm not advocating for violence or anger or any of this, but sometimes you have to confront those emotions. You have to confront those feelings. And I think the way that this card is setting that up is that a difficult conversation sometimes cannot be avoided no matter what. And although the outcome is going to be positive and is going to move you forward, you need to have this conversation, right? Whatever this situation is talking about, whatever this change is in the air, you absolutely need to have this big important conversation, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's going to cause hardship, and even though it's going to cause arguments. You have to have this conversation to get out of whatever it is that you're trying to move on from, right? Absolutely, you have to have that conversation. The outcome's not going to be 100% brilliant, right? You've got the Knight of Swords reversed. The Knight of Swords are the people in the tarot deck. Sorry, the Knights are the people in the tarot deck who jump forward, all guns blazing. They don't think about their actions. They just move forward. The Knight in this instance isn't quite that impetuous, right? And what this is saying is you have to think through where you're headed. You have to make those decisions. There's a lot of like 3 sword cards coming up. There's a lot of potential conflict there. This is saying that you need to work out, if this conversation goes incredibly badly, how do I get out of that? How do I still move forward into a place of safety? Blah, blah, blah. Right? What safety net do I need to put in place? What safeguards do I need to put in place? If the absolute worst things happen with this conversation, how do I still get myself out of that situation and move forward? And this is talking about, look, it's going to be tough, but sometimes you need to just do it anyway. So this is talking about having that commitment that people don't think you have, having that commitment to following what is right for you, even if it's going to upset other people along the way. Like, try and damage limitation as much as you can, but if you're in a situation you need to get out of, then get out of that situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. We've got 3 cards for advice or warnings. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Right. Straight away, warning. Don't burn the candle at both ends, right? Don't try and do everything you can, put everything out there, trying to be the best, because it'll break, right? Especially in terms of money or career. Do not burn that candle so much. Literally, do not burn the candle at both ends, because then there's nothing in the middle. You will burn out very, very easily. We've got a ballerina with this elaborate kind of hair going all around the pentacles. There is no way that this person, you can see all the stress marks and that around them. There is no way this person can go all out all the time. They will break their body, and this is that hint for you. The Ace of Cups is saying, look, do not start a new venture right now. It's not going to go well, right? If you're looking at a new romantic adventure, this is not the time to do a rebound shag. This is not the time to start a relationship, follow your heart, blah, blah, blah. This is not the time to do that in terms of relationships. It's the time to do it to get yourself out of a sticky situation, but don't make things worse by jumping from the frying pan into the fire. This is not a good time. If it was this way up, it's like, oh, look, start a new romance, go for it. No, don't do that at the moment, because you won't have the energy that you need to focus on other things, especially because if you are looking at somebody who would generally be considered feminine or female energy, it could be quite negative, because this Queen of Swords she's a cold bitch, basically. She's a cold bitch. So beware of somebody who is quite controlling, quite manipulative, but also quite alluring at the same time. Beware of them. This is not the time to get into that relationship, because it will not go well. At the moment, you need to focus on changing the situation, having these conversations, and moving yourself out of wherever you are right now. But that does not mean moving into this situation, if that makes sense to you, right? This is not the time to start something new. This is the time to extrapolate. Yeah, well, this is the time to extrapolate yourself from something old, right? So think about you moving forward, but not necessarily towards anybody at all. You need to just move forward for your own needs. Hopefully that makes sense, the Love 43. I get a very strong vibe that this is going to be a tough time for you right now, but it does feel like you've got some options, you've got some ways forward, right? You've just got to stay true to where you need to head, right? And stay focused on getting out of that situation. Have the really difficult conversations, but please, whatever this is, make sure you are safe and well above all else, right? I'll explain it like this. I used to work with young LGBTQ people, and I would say to them, do you have enough money to live on your own? Like when they were living with parents, do you have enough money to live on your own? Do you have enough money to cover your bills? If there is a hint, the slightest chance that you coming out as LGBTQ will mean that your parents kick you out that door, now is not the time to come out to them. And now may be the time to stay in that closet. As uncomfortable as a closet is, at least it is 4 walls, a door, and a roof. Do you know what I mean? And you can always keep yourself safe, put some money to one side, speak to charities, speak to friends. And when it's the right time, if the worst comes to the worst, you've got that safety net. But do not put yourself in a situation where you hope that things go well, but if they go really badly, that you end up on the streets. And my darling, I would say the same for you. I don't know. I don't think it's LGBTQ or any of that. If it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. It doesn't matter. But whatever the situation is that you are extrapolating yourself from, make sure that you have somewhere to go that is yours or is a sofa. Don't jump from the frying pan into the fire. And unless this is a case of, you know, physical, mental, sexual, financial abuse, if it's just that this is a generally not a good situation, it may be better to hold off in there for a day, a couple of days, speak to charities, get that support in place, and then move. Do you know what I mean? Do not jump out the frying pan without somewhere to go. I hope that makes sense, my darling. I wish you nothing but the very, very best. And thank you ever so much for your donation. Do let us know in the next few weeks, if you can come and let us know that your situation has improved and that you know things are okay. And yeah, I hope that you find the answers you need, and I hope that the reading gives you at least some answers, even if it isn't, you know, what you want to hear, as I always say. But anyway, thank you ever so much for your donation. Stay safe above all else. And yeah, thank you ever so much. But that is going to be it today. That is today's final reading. So thank you ever so much, everybody who joined us for today's stream. Do keep it in your diaries. Thursdays, 10 p.m. UK time. That's when I'll be streaming each and every week from now on. I'm going to give it a couple of months and see how we go. So yeah, fingers crossed. that will all go well for us all. And then Tuesdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. UK time are my standard days. And don't forget, members, we get a members only live stream on a 6 p.m. on a Sunday evening, where we get to hang out and chill and talk and mess about and catch up and all of that. So if you want to be part of that and get yourself a reading, then do look at our memberships here on YouTube. Coming up this week, I've got my Witch Casket boxes turned up today, so I've got to film that. And I also got a Coven, which is a subscription box service, a Coven special jewelry box. I don't know what's in it, but there was a special offer for some jewelry items, and you all know me, I do like a bit of witchy jewelry. So I'm going to be filming that as well. But anyway, that is it from me, everybody. Sorry that we've gone 15 minutes over. You know me, sometimes it just happens. But yes, I will see you all again very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will definitely see you on the next one. Bye-bye.